members of House Democratic leadership, thankful for the leaders of every single committee who's been battling hard to push back against
What's his deal?
that is in this
Baby?
one big
Full
ugly
cut,
bill.
same as
Thankful for the
everyone.
leadership of
Doc, is he,
thankful for the leadership
retarded?
of Frank Pallone. Thankful for
Retarded
the
means
leadership
slow. Was
of
he
Brendan
slow?
Boyd. Thankful for the leadership of Angie Craig. I'm thankful for
So you don't think that there's something wrong with him?
but above all else,
What's up, guys? Benny. Politics is such a brutal game because the person who's your biggest enemy is most likely yourself. We found that out with AOC this week, how she can't come to terms with her elitist white background, her privilege. And we're also finding it today, at this very moment, when Hakeem Jeffries, who, by the way, hates the filibuster and calls it racist.
by any means necessary, including reforming a filibuster rule that is dripping in racist history in defense of slavery and Jim Crow.
Jim Crow. Okay. You know, filibuster's evil. It's dripping in slavery and racism. It's a Jim Crow relic, and it needs to go away. No one who uses the filibuster should ever be accepted again in politics, and all of them are evil, vicious, black people haters. Except for, of course, me, who's filibustering right now. You know, except for when I need to use the filibuster, which I'm doing right now, and Hakeem Jeffries is filibustering at this very moment. Democrats continue to prove that they're nothing but stunt queens and overgrown theater kids. Hakeem wants to speak for the longest anyone's ever spoken on the House floor. It's called the Magic Minute, and he's filibustering right now. He's filibustering the vote against President Trump's big, beautiful bill. It's not going great because there are people who are literally falling asleep behind him. It's not going well for them. Hakeem Jeffries is not going to be successful in this. Just a reminder, he's getting called out. Good time to remind America that Hakeem Jeffries wrote this tweet. That might be a good time to remind America that the filibuster does not appear anywhere in the Constitution. Strange, you're filibustering. J.D. Vance saying, Congressman just texted me, I was undecided on the bill, and then I watched Hakeem Jeffries perform, and now I'm a firm yes. I mean, really all this means that he has to stand up there and keep speaking. He's going to sit there and yap and yap and yap and talk and talk and talk and get his little media moment. Hakeem Jeffries just spoke for 8 hours and 44 minutes, but he didn't say a single word of values. What an imbecile. He's sounding more and more incoherent as he goes on. Are we 100% sure that this water in his cup, or did he get something out of Pelosi's vodka closet? The interesting thing about Hakeem Jeffries is not the Democrats who are falling asleep as he speaks about, I would say 5 words per minute. The interesting thing is that Hakeem Jeffries, in his 8-hour blunderings from the House floor, has ended up making an incredible point for MAGA. And this is the point that he's made. That if you pass Trump's big, beautiful bill, that we will end up with a border deportation machine in this country on steroids. Listen to
that's
this.
not what this country should be all about.
Oh, it's so painful just to listen to
Manu wasn't the only one.
Get a load of that stuff.
The only American citizen who's been targeted by the deportation machine, a deportation machine that will be unleashed on steroids by this one big ugly bill.
Woo! Deportation machine on steroids? Wait a second. Where do I sign? The internet responding.
Deportation machine that will be unleashed on steroids by this one big ugly bill.
What a total dumbass. They're so stupid. Read the room, dude. At the RNC convention, people were holding up signs saying mass deportations now. You're literally giving an RNC convention speech. Oh man, like they really have, the Democrat Party really has fallen far and fast. Hakeem Jeffries is a better salesman for the one big beautiful bill than Republicans. Deportation machine on steroids. I don't think we have a more effective MAGA advocate in the House than Hakeem Jeffries. Deportation machine unleashed on steroids. Yes, that's what 77 million Americans voted for. Hakeem, I already voted yes. Don't tease me, Hakeem. I wasn't sure about how I'd vote, but after watching Hakeem for 30 seconds, I'm a firm yes. Ladies and gentlemen, Hakeem Jeffries getting completely toasted and roasted by Speaker Mike Johnson, who has the votes to get the sucker pass, who walked up and actually made fun of Hakeem Jeffries.
I thank the gentleman from Missouri. I thank you, Mr. Speaker. You know, Ronald Reagan said one time that no speech should be longer than 20 minutes, and unlike the Democrat leader, I'm going to honor my colleague's time and be a little more brief than that, all right?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, a very interesting moment for this country. Democrats are making Trump's case better than, well, any Republican I've seen. Look at this. Faster, please. I can't wait. Thanks for reminding us. Deport. A deportation machine sounds like an awesome rock band. Undocumented persons who are otherwise law-abiding that have been productive and contributed to society should not be deported. Well, you know what? I think that people disagree with that. Finally, the good stuff. Deportation machine. They're deporting criminal aliens. Awesome. Democrats are just now waking up to the fact that one big beautiful bill deportation machine will end the Democrat Party's future, deporting their criminal alien voters. This is exactly what I voted for. They're acting like this is a bad thing. Do you promise? Let's fire it up and get going. Sounds great to me. Everyone loving it, including two members of Congress who were on our program, talking about how this bill actually funds ICE and makes ICE one of the largest militaries on Earth. Bigger than Brazil and Italy, Switzerland, because it funds ICE agents and massive deportation. So Hakeem Jeffries is right here. We had two members of Congress on our program responding to this from the floor. It was hilarious this morning. Here's Greg Steube and Andy Ogles. Amazing Republican talking point that I just heard from the floor. Remarkable stuff. I don't know if you wrote this talking point or not, or if you're giving notes on this, but a Republican, I never heard of him, his name's Hakeem Jeffries, saying that this will be deportation machine on steroids. An incredible talking point from the Republican side of the aisle. Well done, Congressman. Really, really motivating people to vote for this.
Yeah, I appreciate him giving me that talking point. I might have to take that little clip and retweet it as you're welcome. So yeah, that's exactly what we're doing, and that's exactly what this bill does. And honestly, the tax stuff is very, very important and is huge for the economy, but just the provisions of the border bill that are in this bill are huge for the American people, and it's exactly what they sent President Trump to the White House to do.
So Hakeem Jeffries, you were just talking about it, how you can not listen to him. Here's the clip that's going viral right now. Hakeem Jeffries, and do we have the clip? I want to hear it, saying that this bill is going to put a deportation machine on steroids. He's doing a great job actually helping secure the votes for this bill. Here we go.
Okay. That's not what this country should be all about.
Oh man, I'm already asleep, dude.
Yeah, right.
Manu wasn't the only one. The only American citizen who's been targeted by the deportation machine, a deportation machine that will be unleashed on steroids by this one big ugly bill.
Your response to that, Congressman?
Well, when I listen to Hakeem Jeffries, it drives me bananas. I mean, come on, just talk, man. I know he can talk. I've heard him on the House floor, you know, but this whole fake thing that he does, and this hands, and he does this, like, all right, are you doing sign language? Are you rapping? Are you trying to talk to us? Like, pick a lane and just do it, right? But no, this is nonsense. I mean, again, you have an administration that allowed our country to be invaded. And oh, by the way, the illegal immigration issue is an 80-20 issue, meaning that 80% of Americans support these deportations. And oh, by the way, I had a Democratic member of Congress, come up to me on the House floor yesterday. And he said, you know what, this is, officially where I'd say you're a horrible human being for targeting Zoran in New York. He said, but the reality is we as Democrats, hope you're successful because he's the worst thing that's ever happened to our party. So that's a Democrat member of Congress coming to me on the House floor and thanking me for targeting this knucklehead because he's a socialist, Marxist. He's going to destroy the city of New York. He represents everything that's wrong with the Democratic Party and why, quite frankly, we're going to win the midterms and we're going to win the White House again in 4 years.